Ever felt addicted to someone who barely texts back? That's not chemistry. That's conditioning. It's 2 a.m. You're staring at your phone, watching those 3 dots appear and disappear. They viewed your story 4 hours ago. They liked your post. But when you suggested meeting up 3 days ago, you got, yeah, maybe, I'm so busy right now. You're not in a relationship. You're not even really talking, but somehow you can't let go. Welcome to breadcrumbing, the psychological manipulation tactic that keeps you emotionally starving while feeding you just enough hope to stay hooked. Breadcrumbing is when someone gives you just enough attention to keep you interested, but never enough to actually move forward. They'll send a flirty text every few days, react to your story, compliment you randomly, just enough to remind you they exist. But when it comes to making plans, showing up, or committing to anything real, it's always vague. Always later, always just out of reach. It's emotional clickbait. You keep checking in, hoping this time it'll be different, that maybe now they're finally ready to show up. But they're not. They're just dropping another crumb. And here's what most people miss. The goal of breadcrumbing isn't connection. It's control. The psychology of crumbs. Why is breadcrumbing so effective? Because it hijacks 3 powerful psychological mechanisms. First, variable reward schedules. This is the same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. When rewards are unpredictable, your brain becomes obsessed with getting them. If someone texted you consistently every day, you'd take it for granted. But when they text unpredictably, sometimes after 2 days, sometimes after 5, your brain enters a state of constant anticipation. You're not waiting for a text. You're addicted to the uncertainty. Second, the Zeigarnik Effect psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik discovered that people remember incomplete tasks better than completed ones. When someone breadcrumbs you, they never complete the interaction. There's no closure, no resolution, no clear ending. This keeps them occupying mental space in your brain. You can't stop thinking about them because your mind is desperately trying to complete the unfinished story. Third, sunk cost fallacy. The more time and emotional energy you invest in someone, the harder it becomes to walk away, even when you're getting nothing back. You've already spent 3 months checking their stories, analyzing their texts, hoping for more. Walking away now feels like admitting you wasted all that time. So you stay. You wait. You keep investing in someone who's giving you nothing. The Breadcrumb Trail. Here's what the pattern looks like in real life. They text you late at night with thinking about you but never follow up with plans. They engage just enough to keep you hoping. A comment here, a like there, maybe even a "we should hang out soon" that never materializes. When you try to pin them down, they're suddenly swamped with work, dealing with family stuff, going through something heavy. There's always a reason they can't show up, but never a clear answer about whether they ever will. They don't reject you outright. That would give you closure. Instead, they stall you. And that uncertainty keeps you hoping, waiting, checking your phone, because maybe this time they'll actually follow through. One client described it perfectly. I felt like I was always auditioning for a part in a play that was never going to start. Why people breadcrumb? Breadcrumbing isn't always malicious. Sometimes people do it out of fear, insecurity, or simply because they like the attention without the commitment. They might be keeping you as a backup option while pursuing someone else, enjoying the validation without wanting actual intimacy. Too emotionally immature to either commit or clearly end things, genuinely conflicted, but too cowardly to communicate honestly. But here's the truth. Their intention doesn't change your experience. Whether they mean to hurt you or not, you're still left in limbo while they keep all the power. The digital amplification. Technology has turned breadcrumbing into an epidemic. It's easier than ever to drop crumbs. A story reaction takes 2 seconds. An emoji response requires 0 effort. Digital breadcrumbs create the illusion of connection without any actual emotional labor. And because these interactions are visible to you instantly, they trigger immediate dopamine hits. Your phone buzzes. They liked your post. Suddenly you're thinking about them for the next 3 hours. They've occupied your mind with a gesture that took them less time than brushing their teeth. How to stop chasing crumbs? First, recognize the pattern. If someone's interest only shows up in flashes, if they always leave you guessing, if months go by without any real progression, that's breadcrumbing. Second, stop giving breadcrumbs emotional weight. A text at 2 a.m. isn't connection. A story reaction isn't interest. A vague "we should hang out" isn't a plan. Don't let digital crumbs convince you there's a meal coming. Third, Create concrete standards. Decide what real interest looks like. Actual plans with specific times, consistent communication, progression towards something real. If someone can't meet those standards, they don't get access to your emotional energy. Fourth, don't decode, decide. You don't need to figure out why they're doing this or what they really mean. You just need to decide it's not enough. Fifth, walk away completely, not passive-aggressively. Not with a dramatic confrontation. Just stop engaging. Stop checking their profiles. Stop responding to crumbs. Complete silence gives you closure even when they won't. Breadcrumbing thrives in ambiguity. It survives on your hope that maybe, eventually, these crumbs will turn into something real. But here's what I've learned studying hundreds of these situations. The crumbs never become a meal. Someone who wants to be in your life will show up. Someone who's genuinely interested will make plans. Someone who values you won't leave you guessing. Consistency speaks louder than charm. And you deserve more than crumbs.